Junior's there, right in front of them there. Hold on, guys, we're going to get in there now. Junior's got involved in the fight. And all of the lions on top of the buffalo now. Just got to get ourselves in a safe position. There we go. See how the one lioness has got thrown onto the throat. The others will try to tire it out now. So guys, I know this is really difficult for some of you to watch, so please, if you are sensitive viewers, maybe just take a little break. But this is nature at its best. Stations nkahuma, Pride of Bambada and Yari on the junction of Drakensberg and Mamba Road. The Nyari is still standing, but all them guys are on top of it. You can hear the buffalo starting to struggle with breathing, and this is by no means over. Other buffalo bulls might come back. The other buffalo might come back. I can actually see the one coming back, but we're going to stay on the lines for now, and I'll keep Andrew updated on the movement of the other buffalo. So what they really need to do now is get this buffalo off its feet. So, as I said, the fight's by no means over. And you can see quite often lions will also try grip it by the nose. And what that does, and even though it is a very dangerous maneuver, it helps sort of drown the buffalo because it starts breathing in its own blood. You can see how strong Junior is there. When he pulls that back leg, he's trying to get that buffalo on the ground. There's another old buffalo bull, just a little bit wide, who's coming to the left there. You can see him right there. I'm not sure whether he'll come to the aid of this buffalo yet, but it is possible. This fight is by no means over yet. Nope, the buffalo bull is deciding to leave this be. I'm just going to move the vehicle again quickly. So of course we can't get too close in there because you never know what happens. And we've got to be a safe distance away because that buffalo might get loose and run straight towards us. We'll actually see a view of the other buffalo bull trotting around in the background there. Hasn't quite made up its mind whether it's going to come to the aid of this one, but I think if it is the case, it will have to be quite soon. But you can see there's still a lot of fight in this old boy. Just keep coming down Drakensberg to the north from Mamba Junction, and there's that open cruiser spot that's been mowed, and you'll get our visual there. We're just to the east of the road. Go ahead, yours. The nkahumas have just bombed a Nyari. It's still alive though, it's still standing, all the lions on top. You can see now, as soon as they get it down to the ground, is what they keep trying to do at the moment. But as I said, the fight is not over, and these buffalo bulls are incredibly resilient. As you can see, the buffalo's managed to free the lioness off the neck, and she's had to change for that nose hold I was talking about. It is a really dangerous position for that lioness now. She could be flung very, very easily. They've got it down. That's sort of the battle, most of the battle won now.
Hello, babes.
Well, this is very, very interesting stuff to see. We have been waiting a very, very long time to share this with you. It is harsh, but it is nature taking its course. We actually heard the buffalo bellowing from Twin Dams where we were parked listening for any noises. But we're going to send you back to Brent. He's got a much better angle.
Isn't this amazing? I told you patience is the most important weapon in your arsenal. And it's taken us about 7 drives with the nkahuma pride. And I said the law of averages has to work out into our favor eventually. And now, with patience, we thought they were after zebra, but they're also buffalo we couldn't see there. Craig, there are 3 stations here. Or 2 stations here. Yours makes as well. Sorry, go again. That's affirmative. So guys, isn't this absolutely incredible? As you can see, it is a really harsh reality here. The buffalo is not even dead yet, and the animals are starting to feed on it. The lioness at the front is still on the nose, and she might have changed her grip. I can't see from where I am at the moment. But we're gonna change to Scotty, who might have an angle of that around the throat. So we're gonna cross across to Scotty quickly.
Now you can see 2 lioness busy trying to suffocate this buffalo. One is gripping down onto the trachea, onto the windpipe, and the other one on top is attempting to try and block the nostrils. They need to block both tracts to try and suffocate this buffalo more effectively, but it can take time. It's not going to happen quickly necessarily, but despite that, some lions have started to feed. Some lion are feeding on the rear of this buffalo, and it is brutal, but it will be in shock. I'm guessing it's possibly the 2 older lioness that are possibly doing the coup de grace, making sure that it's dead while the youngsters feed, but that will change once it is dead, and they'll probably do their best to chase the younger lioness away. So it's not easy for them to break through the hide of this buffalo. I just noticed some aggression there, and we've spoken about this before around the dinner table. There will be a lot of aggression. For now it's okay because they all know there's a lot of food, but once they do break open the carcass, they will start competing with one another to try and get as much food as they each can. Now, I know it's harsh, and I know a lot of you would wish this could happen faster, but it is a very, very difficult animal to kill, and also a very dangerous one. And we've watched these same lion on many, many occasions try their best to bring down buffalo, but they've actually been made to look silly. Eventually now they have got lucky. But it's not over yet. That was actually audio of lions still fighting with one another. It wasn't the buffalo that you could hear, but it is still alive. Still see those two lioness trying their best to slow the oxygen intake of this buffalo. But it's a massive animal, and even they are battling. These may be the final bellows from the buffalo. They will often let out one final groan. Heard Brent repositioning, and he's got a great different angle, so over to him and we'll see a bit later.
Welcome back with us, guys. You can see we're pushing around. You can see that lion is still firmly attached to the nose. If we go in a little bit closer there, please, Andrew. You can see a bit of that aggression in the background. I actually think, if we look very carefully, when we moved here, initially the buffalo was still alive, but I think it is now moved on to the next prey. We will keep, that lioness will stay attached. There we go, she's loosening her grip a little bit. I think she could have felt that. There we go, that buffalo has just died. When we first moved here, I could still see some movement in the eye, and here some breathing, but she has managed to suffocate that from that really, really difficult hold around the buffalo's nostril. And a very dangerous position. We saw that incredible while she was thrown up and up in the air, she hung on for dear life there. So she was able to suffocate that buffalo while the rest of the pride. And you can see now where Junior, who's a young male, becomes a really vital part. His extra weight and strength was able to topple that buffalo down. See some of that fang lion unfriendly feeding now. What an absolutely incredible incredible afternoon. What a sunset safari. Just taking a moment to sort of calm down after that amazing excitement we had there. And it is sad, and I know a lot of people have found it quite difficult to watch the lions bring down this buffalo bull. But they have been really hungry, so now this will sustain the pride, and they're going to be on this kill for a few days. Guys, we're going to cross back to Scotty from a different angle. He might be able to see a bit more of the feeding dynamics that are going on than we can from this angle. But what an amazing, amazing sunset safari. And over to Scotty.
Now, it appears that they've all kind of got their place around the dinner table, but that will change. And we can expect to see some growling. Junior earlier swatted one of the youngest lions, the sub-adults, as it tried to squeeze in next to him. This is going to go a long way for these lions. It is a very difficult thing to watch, but it is nature, and there's no other way for these animals to survive. And it is important to remember that sometimes lion will get injured and killed when hunting buffalo. So it's a risk they take. And this time, luckily, they were fortunate to bring one down, and none of them got injured. And like Brent said, this meal will keep them fed for days. Oh, there we go, there we go. There's a little bit of aggression there. And heard a few growls. Well, understandably there are a few vehicles trying to rush here to get involved in this action, and Brent has very kindly offered to make space, so just be us here, but he's going to stay here as long as he can before the other vehicles arrive, and that way we'll be able to cover this action from as many angles as possible. I think if we stay on this wide shot, it will be our best bet, because if any one of them does lash out at another, we'll be able to see it, and it all happens so quickly. Watch here, there's been a bit of a shift. Let's watch what happens. Whenever you see some repositioning, you know that there could be some action, because they may try and vie for another spot where it's easier to obtain more meat, more efficiently and more quickly. They will be in a rush. They don't know what other lion are in the area. They have been chased off kills recently by one single lion from apparently the Styx pride, so that will be in the back of their mind. this year we are going to make the most of it and keep chopping and changing between the two different angles. So jump across onto Brent's vehicle and we'll see you shortly.
Welcome back, everyone. Hasn't this been absolutely amazing? Hi, yours. Thanks for letting me in. No problem. So yours has just come to join us, but hasn't this been an absolutely spectacular sunset safari? As I often say, the most important weapon in your arsenal to seeing these amazing sightings is patience. And we spent nearly 2.5 hours with flat, absolutely flat lines. So while these lions tuck in to their dinner, we have literally spent, I think, 7 drives with Nkahuma prides now. This is the 5th attempt at buffalo that we've seen, and finally success. And I kept saying, guys, we've got to stay with them even when they're sleeping. You never know what's going to happen. And this is just what's happened. So after all these failed attempts of hunts and many hours with quite often very flat cuts, our patience has finally paid off. And what we have here is a very happy nkahuma pride who were looking quite hungry today. So we found them this morning in that really big block of bush between Leadwood Road and Mumba Road. And they'd really stopped moving for the day and they'd gone flat. And we came back this afternoon and they just showed signs of getting moving a little bit earlier than before. So we just waited it out and waited it out. And they got up, they lay down, they got up, they lay down. I just had that sort of sneaky suspicion that tonight was the night, so to speak. And then they started moving, and they started moving. And then as they got out onto the road and up onto the crest, they had a view. They started looking off to the northeast. And we weren't sure what they were. We saw some waterbuck run away from them. Then we saw some zebra running towards them. And then I just suddenly saw lions running off into the bush. And then all of a sudden the zebra went that way and back towards us. Came running about 3 or 4 buffalo bulls with these 2 lionesses chasing them. She jumped right onto its back, right next to us. And then the other lionesses and Junior came storming out. He was miles behind them and managed to add his weight to that. And very fortunately for this buffalo, they managed to kill it quite quickly. I think it probably took only 15 minutes or so to die. I have seen them last for over an hour. So quite a merciful kill. But also I think in these circumstances, there's so much adrenaline and shock going through that animal's body that they're probably not feeling too much. And I know for some of you this is an incredibly difficult thing to watch. But it is nature at its finest. And it's the circle of life continuing. And those nkahumas, if they don't get to eat buffalo every now and then, they'll disappear. So what an amazing, amazing couple of days, and it's been unbelievable to stay with the lions as long as we have, and build and stay with them as they've got more hungry, and to finally see them with a really good meal is a really great reward for the time we've spent with them over the last 3 or 4 days. See the lioness who did most of the killing is only started feeding now. She would have been really, really tired after hanging onto that buffalo's nose for so long. So she's only started feeding now. And at the moment, while there's still quite a lot of meat around, there's not going to be too many fights. But I think as the meat gets less, there could be a few more arguments to come. And just a big thank you from myself to everyone out there who's saying what a great job we did. And as I said, finding animals is definitely a team game, and I could definitely not have done it without Scotty's help from this morning. And he definitely had the most to do with us being able to find them in that track. We were just fortunate that our spring stayed intact, and we were able to continue on into that block. But it has been an incredible week staying with these animals. buffalo, and we'll be back a little later.
Well, I'm sitting here in awe, and finally we've got into action, and isn't it awesome that you were all there to see it? We got you in the final moments when the buffalo was still standing, so still saw some of it, but really happy that all of you got to see the whole hunt. So many of you have watched a lot of hunts, but have yet to actually see a takedown. It's not something that happens very often, and as brutal as it is, it's an important thing in nature, and important to understand how effective these animals are at doing their business. It's a hugely difficult member of prey for them to take down. Anyway, exciting stuff for the Nkahuma Pride and for Safari Live. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we're going to send you back to Brent. Thanks to VM, and thanks to Tara and Nikki in Final Control. We'll see you all tomorrow, probably here. Cheers.
All of it. Welcome back, everyone. We're back with the nkahumas. You can see closest to us is, here we go, one of the sub-adults, and she's trying to get a good spot to feed, but because she's smaller than the others, she isn't really succeeding, and that's why we saw her trying to chew on the buffalo's nose a bit there. So at the moment, there we go, there's going to be a bit of aggression, a bit of fighting, and that's why I say, when you see a lot of those scars on the lions, it's from them fighting over their dinner. So we saw the lioness actively suffocating this buffalo. William would like to know, is it possible that the buffalo might bleed out before the suffocation process is complete? It's very unlikely, William, unless another lion happened to open up an artery in the groin or whatnot. Normally suffocation is the way that most of these bigger prey species will go, whether it be from inhaling their own blood and drowning, or from that grip around the throat, around the lungs, or from that nasal grip we've just seen. I'm just going to try and move us around to the other side a little bit and see if, actually, I think we're good here. I think there's going to be a little battle there between that sub-adult and the others. She's just trying to worm her way into a gap there. Looks like she's managed to succeed a little bit, and when the carcass becomes a bit more open, it'll probably be easier. What we can't see now is Junior, and he's probably managed to get into the stomach, and he would have gone for the heart and the liver and the lungs first. Areas that got a lot of nutrients and a lot of minerals. So, fortunately, the whole Nkahuma Pride is here, all 8 individuals, and so Kathleen, there are 8 lions there. The whole Nkahuma Pride is in for a decent meal after a very hungry 4-5 nights. So guys, what an incredible sunset safari. Finally now, I think my excitement has calmed down a little bit. I'm going to say a very quick goodbye, and thanks very much for joining us. And don't forget to join us on the Sunrise Safari. We'll definitely be coming back here. Thank you for all your questions, but we're just going to stick on the lions for the last few minutes to see what they're up to. I will still keep chatting if I see anything to chat about, but there is going to be a bit more aggression than that. Unfortunately, there are other game drives, and we have spent nearly a full 3 hours with these lions. We actually will have spent a full 3 hours with these lions by the time of closing, and I'm going to let the other guys get a chance to come in and view this as well. And we were there for the really exciting stuff, so it's only fair that we give everyone a chance, and they do the same for us as well. So we'll just watch them for the last while. Hopefully there'll be some snarling and growling. Other than that, we will definitely come check on this carcass first thing tomorrow morning. I think we're about to get some of that snarling quite shortly. Hear them cutting through the flesh there, and it'll take a while for them to use those sort of premolars to cut through the flesh to actually get to a lot of the meat. A buffalo hide is very tough. Some of that incredible aggression. I'm just going to keep quiet for the last few seconds and drive and just let you guys enjoy this incredibly powerful sound.